Okay, I'm going to do number 9 from the notes. Water runs out of an invertical conical tank at a constant rate of 2 cubic feet per minute. The radius at the top of the tank is 5 feet and the height of the tank is 10 feet. How fast is the water level sinking? Okay, so I'm going to draw this out. We've got an inverted tank. That looks like this. And the radius is 5, the height is 10. We know that the volume of a height is 1/3 pi r squared h. Sorry, it's lunch, so it's noisy. So the radius is 5 with the height is 10. How fast is the water level sinking? So I'm given that dV dt is -2 feet per minute, and I'm given that R is 4 because the 5 and the 10 are not for the water level. The water level's here and it keeps going down. So we want to know when the radius is 4. Well, if you look at that picture right there, we see something interesting. We see similar triangles. We have 5 and 10, and then 4. So clearly this would be 8 because they're similar. So if they're 8, there's a relationship that's going to happen every time, and that is that the height is going to be 2 times the radius. That's not going to change. That's going to stay in that relationship. Now, when the question says how fast is the water level, this is a height question. So I need h as my variable. So if I solve this for r, then I can replace all my r's with 1/2 h. So I'm trying to find dH dt. So the formula, volume equals 1/3 pi r squared h. I can eliminate the r by subbing in this relationship. So if I were to replace r with 1/2 h, I'd be down to one variable, which is nice. So volume equals 1/3 pi 1/2 h quantity squared times h, which simplifies to 1/12 pi h cubed. Okay, so we've plugged in all the information that we know. Now we're ready to find the derivative. So dV dt equals 1/12 pi times 3h squared times dH dt. Okay, so I'll come up here and finish this. So we know that dV dt is a -2. We know that this is going to be 1/4 pi, and h at this time is 8 squared, and we know we're trying to figure out dH dt. Okay, so that's going to be -2 equals, that would be 64 divided by 4. So that's, yeah, which is 16 pi dH dt. So I divide by 16 pi and I get negative, oops, oh, now it's getting really loud. -1/8 pi equals dH dt, and I'll write out my sentence, which is the water level is changing at a rate of -1/8 pi, and that's feet per minute when the radius is 4 and height is 8 feet.